As we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, we remember a woman who covered some of Tennessee's biggest news stories in the 20th century. She was a journalist, a trailblazer, and often the only female in the room.
She was the very first reporter to be sent to Nauta to interview Feb Byrne, the mother who saved suffrage.
The year was 1920, and Nellie Kenyon scooped the competition. Feb Byrne had successfully convinced her son, Tennessee Representative Harry T. Byrne, to vote for women's suffrage. The interview was an impressive get for the junior journalist.
And that launched a remarkable career in journalism that went all the way into the 1970s. And throughout her career, she was the only woman in covering a lot of these stories.
Nellie Kenyon didn't go to college, but grew up around the newspaper business.
Well, her mother was the society editor of the Chattanooga News for many years, covering the high teas and things like that. Well, Nellie had no interest in that.
Shortly after Tennessee ratified the 19th Amendment, Kenyon was in the middle of another national news story in Dayton, Tennessee, the Scopes trial.
She received press pass number 1.
But couldn't be in the courtroom because she was female.
She was sent by her editor to do a lot of the preliminary interviews leading up to the trial.
And in July 1925, a jury convicted John Scopes for teaching evolution in the classroom.
She did such outstanding work interviewing Scopes, Scopes' father, the judge, the jury, the people around town, figuring out how the trial got started, how it was all concocted in a drugstore.
For Kenyon, it was the beginning of many big stories and big interviews. She tracked down Al Capone at the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
And she got to talk to him on the train. And it was the last time that anyone saw him as his old self, because he ended up getting sick in prison and dying, a few years later.
I was not in doubt about the fact that I was telling the truth.
And she witnessed Teamster President Jimmy Hoffa's mistrial in Nashville.
And during that trial, he survived an assassination attempt. Nellie was in the room and saw that happen.
Kenyon also covered Hoffa's conviction on jury tampering in Chattanooga. She spent her 50-year journalism career at 2 major Tennessee newspapers, the Chattanooga News and the Nashville Tennessean. Her groundbreaking reporting actually solved a robbery.
This is one of the few exceptions to when she said, reporters shouldn't make the news.
Kenyon chased down leads and was relentless at times.
She was feared in a good way. By the time she retired, she did say that I'm glad to see more women getting involved in journalism.
Kenyon donated her personal papers, scrapbooks, and memorabilia to the UT Library's special collections in Knoxville.
Really gave me an insight into who she was as a person. It was a lot of fun sort of bringing it to her career to life.
Kenyon even started a scholarship in her name for women pursuing journalism at the University of Tennessee. She died in 1982, and that was Tyler Boyd giving us that interview. His book about her life and her career will be published in late April. All right.